Math 261, Calculus 1. Oh, and I actually should say summer 2. This is summer session 2. I guess I'll change that online also. Okay, so obviously so the important things that you need to know about this course are listed here in this box. So this is a location, another location where you can actually launch the Zoom session. So if you just click on the link inside the syllabus, that'll take you to this Zoom session. This is the, hours, the section number. And the book that we'll be using is Calculus by Stewart, the 8th edition. Please note that if you take the other Math 262, 263 through this department, that we'll be using the same book throughout all semesters. And so it's probably best that you get a hard copy of the book so that you can use it for every session for each of the semesters that you'll be taking your calculus. Here are my office hours. They're right after class, and I'll be using basically I'll just be keeping the Zoom session going during my office hours. I'll probably not record them, but I will just keep going on right after class for the next hour after class until 12:30, Monday through Friday. If those times are not convenient, you can always ask me, and I will set up another Zoom session that's more convenient to you to go over some things. So if you have any questions during class, if you have any questions that you don't ask during class, then you can always go over them in my office hours, and I'm very happy to go over any questions that you may want. Okay, so I guess the important things. First, I guess you want to know, what's an A, B, C, D, etc. And so 85 to 100 is an A. 70 to 85 is a B. 55 to 70 is a C. 40 to 55 is a D. 0 to 40 is an F. %5 of your grade will be on homework. And so you can do the homework, here it is, from the book. And so if you do the homework from the book, you can do the following. The homework is basically every other odd problem. In the book, you will write your name, Math 261 on every page. You will write the instructions, the questions, the solutions, box the answer, show all work in an organized manner, skip a line, start the next problem. Homework is graded on completeness, accuracy, neatness, and format. After you have completed the assignment, you will submit it online, scanning it as a single PDF, and you will submit it. If you do not know how to scan as a single PDF. I have here, well, if you have an iPhone, I have a link here showing you how to do it, how to scan using, so if you have an iPhone or iPad, I have a link here showing you how to use the Notes application to scan. If you do not have an iPhone, you can always use a cam scanner or other software to scan your documents as a single PDF. Don't just take pictures unless you are an extreme, well, I'll say don't take pictures. That's not the best way to submit your homework. Do it as a single PDF using either these apps or something similar. You will name your file, your last name, first name, and then whatever assignment it is. The due dates. Oh, I just see something. You mean we have to solve it on a separate way? No. So someone was asking, do you have to solve it on a separate page? No, what I mean is that you put down the whatever the question is, the instructions, and then below it on the same page, you would then write your solution. Each section should be done on a separate page. That's what I'm indicating, so that I know, and the name of the section that you are solving should be put at the top of the page, so I know what section you're solving. Also, you should put your name on the pages, only because sometimes there's some errors in Canvas. And so to prevent any sort of confusion when there are errors in Canvas, you should scan it with your name, so I know exactly who is doing the assignment. Now, if you look at the very last part of this, these are the dates for your homework assignments when they're due. Luckily, since this is online, I can actually do a due date like Saturday at midnight. So basically, at the end of every week, a chapter is due. So there are 5 weeks, and we have to cover 5 chapters. So basically, 1 chapter a week. Any questions about that? Oh, and so that's homework from the book. Let me see if I can. Second. Okay, it's taking a second to zoom over. Okay, so in addition to that, if instead, so here are chapter 1 assignments. So here are the problems that are due from the book. Now, of course, it's every other, in case you don't know what every other odd number is, I spelled it out. So here's every other odd number. So these are every other odd numbers in the sections, and they're due at midnight on July 24th, this Saturday. In addition to that, if you get the book, there's software that is associated with the book, WebAssign. And I'm not sure about this code yet. Wait on this code. Well, Hopefully this code is correct, but I'm not sure. There is assignments on WebAssign. So you can either do the homework from the book, or if you wish, you can do homework online. And so you would just click on, say, section 1.1. It would take you to, there it is. It would take you to the homework, and you would do the homework. So you would, in this case, type in your answers into the text box. And so you can do the homework either from the book or from the computer, WebAssign. And I guess they're due on the same day. So they're all due, I guess, this Saturday, all of chapter 1, either if you do it online or from the computer. You can get 100% if you do the homework just online. You can do 100% if you do the computer, if you do the homework purely from the book. If you decide to mix and match, you can also do that. You can do part of the assignment from the book, part of the assignment from the computer. And you can mix and match it. And as a matter of fact, because of that, you could actually get more than 100%. And so the way that I figure out the amount of points that you get is I add them up. So say that on the computer, you get 80% for the homework. And say from the book homework, you get 60%. Then I would add those up. 60 plus 80% is 140%. So you would get 140% for your homework. Now, I do cap it off at 150%. So if you get more than 150%, it's capped at 150%. Not that students ever get up to 150%, but if anyone got more than 150%, it'd be capped. So you can either do the homework from the book, here, doing every other odd problem. Oh, and I should say this. Let me go here as a student view. Actually, let me do this as a student view so you can see it as a student. Okay. So as a student, this is what you see. It's very similar to what I showed you as an instructor. But what you notice is as a student, you have a little button here. And on that button, you're able to upload your PDF. And so this gives you the ability to upload a PDF. And after you upload it, you can submit your assignment. Okay. Now, I don't have any restrictions on how many times you can upload your assignment. So if you want to upload it in you did the first 5 sections, and then you decided to do the last 4 sections, you can do it as 2 separate uploads. So you can keep adding some parts of it if you find, at the end that you want to maybe do additional sort of sections. Okay. So let me, there's a question. Yes. So, question.
Yeah. So I was looking on their website, and they have access to the e-textbook.
Yes.
And then they also have the WebAssign. So
Yes.
if we just do the e-textbook, they have the questions there, right? And we can just do it there.
Yes. Yes, they do. Yeah. So if you go and look at the e-textbook, the e-textbook is virtually the same. It is the same as your other textbook. Yeah. So
Okay,
it's the
and then-
same as your hard copy. So
And
if
then
you
the
have
website?
access to the e-textbook, that is the same as having a hard copy.
Okay. And then the WebAssign is only to do it to be able to do the homework online.
That is correct. So if you look here, let's click back on, let's say section 1.1 or whatever. So if you look here, these questions obviously are different than what's in the textbook. They're obviously similar, but obviously you don't have videos and other things in the textbook. Okay. So they're,
If we wanted, we can just get the e-textbook and do it on paper and submit it and not
that is
WebAssign.
correct. Yes. And so you can get 100% if you just do it from the textbook. So if you just go here to your textbook and do it, you can get 100%, or with other people, if they prefer instead to do it from say section 1.1. And so if they prefer instead to do it online through WebAssign, you can do it online through WebAssign. And so here are all the exercises, let's say for section 1.1. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so let me go back. Oh, you don't need to see that. Okay, so let me go back to, okay, so that was the homework. Next, besides homework, they're exams. So 5% of your grade is homework. The other, well, 95% are exams. There will be 3 exams where 60% of your grade, and a final exam where 35% of your grade. So let's here. So in this course, we will have 3 exams. In addition, we'll have a comprehensive final exam. The first exam will cover chapter 1.
Sorry, we're still looking at Canvas. We can't
Oh,
see.
oh. Stupid me. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you so much. Let's thank you. We're still looking at Canvas. Okay, good. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to have 3 exams in this course. The first exam will be on chapter 1, which is basically limits. The second exam will be on chapters 2 and 3, which will be on the derivative. The third exam will be on chapters 4 and 5, which will be on the integral. Each exam will consist of 10 questions. You must answer the questions fully. And I grade you on the work that you submit. So you'll be writing up the questions and writing them all out. And then at the end, you will submit your PDF of the work that you've shown. I will require that you have your webcam on and your microphone on during the exam. So you'll be proctored by me during the exam. I may also use Proctorio in addition. Of course, not everyone can use Proctorio. So usually I'll disable it for any student that is unable to use it. But no matter what, all students during exams will be proctored by me using a webcam and also, well, their microphone. So again, you'll submit your written homework the same way, your written work, the same way that you submit your written homework. There are sample exams. They're available online. Let's go back to Canvas. Okay, so let's see if I have it. Oops. Yeah, so there should be, there are sample exams that are available for you to look at. And there are the sample answers, the answers to the sample exam. Oh, okay. So you can look at, so I also have, and I guess I'll download that. I also have reviews where I go over each of the questions in the sample exam. So I also have a video. I'll put that in within the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, so those are the exams. Oh, each exam, again, consists of 10 questions. The final exam is the same as the other exams. It's just that the final exam will cover all 5 chapters, rather than the individual exams, which will only cover, the first exam covers chapter 1, second exam chapters 2 and 3, third exam chapters 4 and 5, and then the final exam chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's see what else you need to know. Oh, well, I'll go over that. So, oh, here it is. So these are some important dates. Ooh. That's right. Do you give study guides? Yes. Okay, so there are 2 questions. So do I give study guides? The answer is yes. Those were the sample exams. And I also, as I say, I have another video where I go over, explain questions from the actual exam that these were generated from. And what days will the exam be on? So good, someone asked that, and that's exactly where I was going to next. So here are some important dates. So these are, well, the dates that you add the class, drop the class, etc. Unfortunately, during summer, it's really fast. Basically, the last day to drop is Wednesday. So everything's done really fast just because, it's a compressed schedule. It's summer. The first exam, basically the exams are given at the end of every week.
Still looking at Canvas, Professor.
Thank you. It would be nice if I actually showed you what I'm doing. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So here, I was pointing to things and you can't see. Okay, so here are the important dates, when to drop the class, when to add the class, etc. Here are the expected dates for the exams. And so what you notice is that basically at the end of every week, I'll be given an exam. Now, the first exam I put at the end of the second week. Actually, I usually have it on the Tuesday of the second week. So I've given a lot of leeway. I may actually do it a day or two earlier than Friday of the second week. But these are, let's just say these are the expected days. Certainly, I think the second, third, and the final, well, the final is obviously fixed. The second and third dates, I think, are very fixed. I may move this first exam up by a day or two, only because we'll be through with the first exam, the first chapter, I expect by Monday of next week or Tuesday of next week. But we'll have to see. Okay. Oh, and if your internet goes out or anything else goes out and you miss any part of what I have said, these are recorded and you'll be able to review these again and at your leisure. And also, if you have any questions, you can also just ask me. Okay, so these are the dates. Next. Suppose, there it is. Suppose that on an exam, the first time you take the first exam or whatever, you don't do that well. You can always retake exams. So I allow you to retake any exam. And you can retake exams as many times as you wish. For retakes, so for taking exams, when you take an exam, your exams are taken during class, period. When you retake an exam, your retakes are not done during class period. They're done during office hours. And so for retakes, you would take them during my office hours or during some other time that we decide upon if you're not able to do it during office hours. That's not during class time. When you retake an exam, the retakes are given as a weighted average, weighted according to your homework average. And so if you do well on exams, then your homework is only worth 5% of your grade. But if you don't do well on exams, then the weighting on retakes are weighted according to how well you do on the homework. And so the better you do on the homework, the better the weighting is for your retakes. And so my philosophy is, well, if you know how to do things, you don't really have to worry that much about homework. It's only worth 5% of your grade. It's not that big a deal. But if you don't know what's going on, then you better do your homework. And the way that I require that you do your homework, if you don't do well on exams, is that your retakes are weighted according to your homework. So first off, let HW. So here's the formula. So this is the formula for my retakes. HW times TM plus 1 minus HW times the minimum. And so let's figure out what the heck each of these symbols mean. So HW, that is the homework average as determined at the end of the semester. And so your retakes will be weighted according to a formula that is determined at the end of the semester according to your homework average. So if you find that you don't do well on an exam, that means you have to the end of the semester to work on your homework so that your weightings will be better and better. And so at the end of this, so HW is your homework average as determined at the end of the semester. Now, since you are able to actually get more than 100% on the homework, because you might do both the homework from the book and from online, then if you have a homework average greater than 100%, then HW is just equal to 1. You know. Next, let TM be your average of your homeworks, I'm sorry, of your exams, both the original exam and your retakes, where you have put aside the lowest exam score for that particular exam. So either the original exam score or one of the retakes, whatever the lowest is, put that on the side. And then take the average of the remaining ones. So it's the average of the retakes and the original, excluding the lowest score. That's what your TM is. And then the minimum is, well, the lowest score. So let's go over an example to see how this weighting is affected by your homework average. So suppose you get a 40% on an exam, you retake it and you get a 94%. You retake it yet again and get a 90%. And then you're like, oh, wait, I'm going down. Okay, I'm not going to retake anything else. So if your homework average is 20%, then I have HW is 0.2. The average of 90 and 94, which is the your retakes without the lowest score, which was the what'd you get originally, 40%. And so you put the 40% aside. So the average of 90 and 94 is 92%. Plus, well, the complement of your homework average. So it's, you know, you had 20%. So the complement of 20% is 80% of your lowest score. And so 20% of your average, 92% of 92, plus 80% of 40 gives you a score of 50.4%. And that's your weighted average for your original exam, along with the retakes. Now, you're saying, well, that's, so you get a 54%. Now, suppose your homework average is 98%, and everything else is the same. And so the exam scores, your original exam score was 40%. Your retakes were 92, 94, and 90%. The only thing that's changed is your homework average. Let's see how that will change the weighted score for your retakes. And so I have a 98% of, well, the average of your exams, where I put aside the lowest score, 40. So 98% of your 92, plus, well, the complement of 98% is 2%, plus 2% of your lowest score, 40, gives you 90.96%. So it's gone from 50% to a 91%. So if you look here, oh, well, that's much better. And so as you can see from this exam, if you do not do well on an exam, then it is imperative. It's really a requirement that you do well on the homework, because that will then give you, look at this, this is a much nicer score than this. So if you do well on the exams, who cares about the homework? If you don't do well in the exams, then complete your homework and retake exams. Is that clear? And so I allow you to retake exams as many times as you want, but there is this requirement that since you've not done well on the exams, then you're going to have to start doing your homework. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else? So again, the only real extra credit was the fact that you can do homework either from online or from the book. And if you decide to do both, then I add them up. And let's see. I think that's everything. Oh, and the math lab opens tomorrow. And these are their hours. And if you click on this, they'll take you to the link. Well, also, actually, if you look in Canvas, there's also the link for tutoring. I think that's it for the syllabus. Any questions on the syllabus? Okay, if there are no questions on the syllabus, then that's it for the syllabus. Let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll start with chapter 1. So let's see, that's 8:40, so 8:45. So at 8:45, let's start up again. Oops. Okay, so ask how to get a hold of the ebook. Okay, so if you are in WebAssign, then you can just click on My eBooks, and this is the book that is associated with this course. You just click on it, and you would just arrive at it. And here are the chapters, etc. And you would just click on whatever chapter you wish to go to. Any questions on that? Oh, wait, why is this not showing? Here, wait 1 second. Right now, screen share. Wait, what? Why isn't this showing? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Any questions about that? So that's how you would view your book. Okay. You just go to WebAssign. Okay. Okay, so let me, and I guess I should tell you, let me go through this fairly quickly. So if you look here, maybe let's go as a student. Let me go in here. Your student view will look very similar to what the instructor view was, but let me go in as a student. So if you click here on syllabus, This will give you the syllabus that I went over, and then one or two slight changes. And so there's a syllabus, and they have here the active links, and actually it also gives you these are actually the videos that I set in my hard copy are actually viewable here, so you can actually view them. You should also click on, as soon as possible, math experience. This is just a very quick thing to tell me, well, where you're coming from. So what sort of classes you've had, what sort of math experiences that you've had. Next, you can click on these to go to the Zoom meeting. These are also active.